how did your mom make your hot dogs growing up? Like boiled in water?
I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this.
There's another beer over here, by the way, if you want.
That's
Anybody?
a fake out. That's a fake out beer.
My mom made hot dogs with no buns.
No bun.
And just mustard.
Protein
we were a very
style.
food frugal family, and it was literally just a hot dog.
What does that mean? Food frugal.
1 bag of stir fry for 5 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just very minimalist.
Yeah.
No big meals. Now I'm really into cooking and big meals.
Do you think it was because growing up you were?
Just the middle class, kind of very.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what we have for this week. You're gonna eat it. Spaghetti with butter and just very very simple.
There was
dishes.
no, I don't like that. I'll make you something else.
No.
So hot dogs are a part of families like that. They're food frugal. I like that. So how did your mom make the hot dogs though? Not after, like how did she cook them?
The boiling water. I think.
Boiling water,
Yeah, boiling
right?
water.
Okay. Anybody else?
So I like to do boiling water. Get them nice and warm and cooked, and then in a frying pan, a little bit of oil just to crisp up the skin.
We would microwave them. Anybody microwave them?
I feel like that's what my mom would have done.
Yeah, you have
Maybe
to poke
she
a hole
did
in it.
I'm not sure. Oh, you have to poke a hole in it.
Well, you should poke a couple holes in it because it'll blow out the sides. But I kind of like that. I kind of like when it blows up and becomes the ends are just kind of popped out.
I mean, it's pretty hard to mess them up.
It is. Grilling hot dogs. Do you like them
I
burnt?
love a
That's what my
grilled
dad
hot dog.
did. Yeah, he would grill them. Dogs
You
and
like them
burgers.
well done, Jonathan, like that with the char?
Love a grilled hot dog.
Oh, we were talking about, guys, in our planning if Wiener Schnitzel was still around. And the other day, Jonathan and I saw one in Bakersfield.
In Bakersfield.
So there's definitely Wiener Schnitzel still.
Oh yeah, they're still around.
So the Wiener Schnitzel
That's the one that's
sandwich
like a
is
triangle building.
Yes.
and it's they're used to do
Yellow
They do
roof.
like $2 corn dogs, I think. And my girlfriend used to live next to one, and we walked over once and got the $2 corn dogs. Yeah.
There you go.
Was it good?
No,
Wait, I was gonna say, you only went the one
it's
time.
not good.
Their sandwich is good. I used to get them at Angel Stadium, and Wiener Schnitzel had a store there, and it's a sandwich where they cut them in half and they put them on bread, like a grilled cheese almost, and that's a good one.
A hot dog
That
or a,
sounds good.
A hot dog.
or something, and they put it
So they,
in.
but they put it on regular bread, so they cut them in
in
half.
the bread, and they cut it in half.
It's like the meat of a sandwich. They just cut it,
Way.
and so they take like 2 different hot dogs, cut them in half, and then lay them on the bread, and then grill that bread. And
I've done a version of that for my kids when I didn't have hot dog buns, but they did not appreciate that.
So that was going to be my question. Are you okay substituting
a piece of bread,
a piece of bread for a hot dog bun?
absolutely.
Yeah. It's not my favorite.
I've done it in times of need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in times of need. Do you like a brioche hot dog bun like they have at Trader Joe's? They do a brioche bun. I think that's a little too bougie, a little
Yeah.
too sweet. And
Costco
feels.
has the sesame seeds on it, which is good. Just adds a
Ooh.
little something
That sounds
extra. So we were supposed to be eating this in a restaurant at Dog House.
Right?
Plans change. But speaking of restaurants, Ruth Chris just announced that they now have a dress code for you to eat in their restaurant.
What place?
So Ruth
Ruth
Chris
Chris
is the steakhouse. So it's the following is banned, and then you will be turned away: gym wear, pool attire, tank tops, clothing that's offensive or has large graphics on it, and if you're wearing a baseball cap, you'll be asked to sit either outside or at the bar.
That happened to me.
You were asked to sit outside.
That happened to me when we were in Reno. We were together with our families, and I was wearing a baseball cap, and we went to Ruth Chris for dinner. And I'm like, that's Reno.
I forgot.
Right, right.
Right.
So Chili's jumped on this right away, and they took to Twitter and social media, and their tweet that they posted was, the only dress code at Chili's is that you have to be clothed. But there's a lot of arguments about this. They're saying, hey, people should dress nicely if you go to a nice steakhouse.
Yeah.
And there are also people who said that they should be able to wear what they want if they're paying. So I'll read some comments and just see what you guys agree or disagree with on this.
All right.
So some people said Chili's would never turn us away in our time of need, or they said, Chili's, can I please wear my top hat and opera coat to your fine establishment? And then someone said, more restaurants should start doing this. Not everything is for everyone. People act how they're dressed. When you take the time to dress nice, you tend to act differently than when you're in a sweatpants and tank top.
It's true. May I?
So are we commenting?
I think because it's their business, they should be able to make their own rules.
I've
if you don't want to
often-
follow the rules,
What's
then
the
don't
vibe
eat
at
there.
that steakhouse?
It's
It's
definitely
nice.
higher end.
It's high end.
so
You
then
shouldn't
what's
be
the
able to wear a
problem?
hat at Ruth's Chris.
It does feel like, I mean, in Nevada, people would go without, like, it makes sense that they had to set the rule.
Yeah.
Because I can see the vibe.
I mean, there's
being,
Ruth's
like,
Chris
people
all
going
throughout Southern
casually.
California.
The chain.
I mean, it's a chain. It's all over the place, but it's definitely higher end.
I mean, it's very high end. It's like where you would go to for prom.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's
Sure.
not
Hey?
crazy.
I don't know. I'm conflicted. I feel like we should kind of be able to wear what you want. I
Okay.
guess.
That's a very LA mentality.
It
I-
is because on the East Coast,
Yeah.
They wouldn't
Yeah.
even
you
question.
go to a nice restaurant. Oftentimes they're in a jacket.
Yeah.
I
That's
know.
what my mom says every time she comes here. It's,
Yep.
I love how you can just wear whatever you want at every restaurant.
LA is
Like,
very
yeah,
laid
that's
back.
Just normal.
Like we've been to Nobu, quite
Okay.
arguably, like super expensive, very fancy.
Yep.
But there's also celebrities there where for them it's just a Tuesday night, and they're just wearing like a sweatsuit.
Yeah, but that's what's great about LA. It's kind of the dirtier you dress, the cooler you are. Like that's what Brad Pitt would be wearing, right?
Right.
Can I have that knife so I can get into this?
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
might
get.
grab one of
I'll
these.
do
That
it
one
with
is
me.
really
You
good.
cut it. Beth.
This one is really good too.
And I'll have a third of it or a half of it or something. That's the LA one.
This is the LA one?
Yeah, avocado.
Okay, I haven't had that one.
Yeah,
But it's a bratwurst because
bratwurst
Thanks
because
for cutting it.
because you can see like
it's not emulsified.
it's not emulsified. You can see the
Gotcha.
spices.
So I was saying I went to last night. I would poor planning, and I went to the place down the street to watch the Dodgers game, which is the sausage and bar kind of place. And I had 2 of their different sausages. They all have like all the words that we said in this episode. And I was like, I should have just reviewed before I came here because you know they have the what was it andouille
Andouille.
and kielbasa and they had one that was Portuguese that I really like.
Yeah.
Oh. Is
It
it
has pineapple
chain
on it?
restaurant or just a standalone?
No, it's called Lincoln Hops, and it's just the one place. And there was randomly one of the SNL cast members was there watching the game as
really?
well. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
it's fun.
I saw a Dodger wife yesterday at Target.
Jonathan was telling
told
us about it. You didn't go up and say hi.
Like, and generally, like, my overwhelming feeling is like I don't want to bother them.
Yeah, I feel that way
Especially,
too.
like, like if it was a Dodger player, I'd probably be like, I don't know,
Yeah.
I might like lose my cool, but I don't know. I just really feel like I don't want to bother her. But I was like, first I was like, oh, that looks like her, and I'm like, oh, that is her.
But you know, if you do say, hey, you know, oh my gosh, Kayla, I'm a fan. Is it
Yeah.
Kayla? Is that what her name is?
Kayla.
Kayla.
Hey, I'm a huge fan. Can I take a pic? Right? Like that's
Yeah.
what he did with Roberts.
That one
Coach
I totally
Roberts.
get though,
Yeah.
and that's his like be
Yeah.
all end all.
Sure, you got to go up and
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to.
Yeah, the people that are popular because of Instagram, though, clearly get that you want
Right.
to take a selfie with them, right? So they
Yeah.
don't have a trouble with the pictures, I would say.
It depends like what level of celebrity they are. I guess.
Yeah.
Like if it's I don't know how famous she is.
I hardly think she's a celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe she
Yeah.
would have liked it.
I would have
The
gone
SNL
up to
guy,
her,
I didn't
and my
wanna
thing
see.
was, I would have been like, "Hey, super cool! You're shooting like all the behind the scenes stuff. Like, keep doing it. Really love
I
it.
really enjoy that. You know.
Really enjoy that."
So the one that we're eating that has the mustard and the bacon on it, is that what that is?
Yes, this one here.
That is so good.
and ketchup, right? It has mustard. And
Yeah, a little bit
There's
of ketchup, but it's got a
It's
piece
got a
of bacon
little
or
sweet to it.
that's kind of might be my favorite so far.
I'm really digging the buns. They're all
The
Yeah.
buns are good.
King's Hawaiian buns.
Oh, that's. Oh, yeah, yeah.
What are we doing next year? You're doing a pheasant and pig sausage. So cool. That's a great
the
idea.
job.
I'm gonna have to think of something though, or I'm just gonna.
Are you gonna make a
And we
type of
can, I
sausage?
mean, we can all do it together.
Okay, let's do that. Then I'll just sit and drink beer.
Yeah,
and not do
exactly.
much.
And you'll be like, I won.
I won. Well, today the beans got nominated. The greens actually didn't get nominated.
Okay.
But we said we were going in as a group.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they said the beans, I'm like, Jonathan, just go. Right? Like it's okay. You can abandon the greens for the beans. But I mean, they were good. People thought the greens were good. It
Oh,
was,
yeah.
Do you think it would be a much stiffer competition if you did a dog or a sausage? Or is it about. Like, is it harder because more people are doing it?
I mean, there was no sausage or hot dog this year.
yeah, we'd be
Oh,
the
really?
ones.
Yeah, we'd be the only ones.
I think it's gonna.
So what is it mostly then?
It's
Oh.
mostly like
There was a carnitas taco.
Yeah, lots of different kind of tacos. Like one of the really good ones was a pork belly taco.
Okay, wow.
And
So
the,
it's a lot of tacos.
it's a whole pig. So you literally just go up and go, I'll take a shoulder, I'll take a
Yeah.
jowl, I'll take a hoof, I'll take a...
There's 3 raw butchered pigs there.
Right.
And so you just go up and you're like, I want this, I need this.
Oh, when you
And then
make it there?
Yeah.
You're there the
Oh,
whole
I didn't
day.
understand that. at
Yeah, you have to
all.
make it
Okay.
there all
You're there
day.
the whole day. So we left at 6 a.m. on Saturday. This was in Bakersfield.
Get
We
there at 8.
drove up to Bakersfield. We started cooking at 9
Yeah.
until like 2.
Yeah. Then we're serving
And then
at 2.
everybody's like serving around 2 o'clock, and then like judging is at 3.
It's about like, there's about 75 people there, I'd say. First of all, what the only drawback this year was it was just hot as
Yeah.
balls.
Really?
It was just too hot.
And no
So
shade or
sweating.
no
I mean,
we had
we
pop
brought our
up tents, thank
canopy.
God, but it just didn't.
She's getting fit.
And this was in a nice area. It was so it was in a guy's front yard, like a big farm kind of area. So it was nice. When we say too is like they make it there, and the reason the guy that did the Dog Haus stuff, he worked all day because he was softening. So he used meat like cheeks and things that are maybe a little
less desirable.
and he cooked them for a while so they would be soft.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it was like we waited an hour and a half longer normally to judge because we're waiting for people to finish their meals. They try
Because this
too
has
hard.
been going on for a while, and you know, guys get competitive, so they're like, "Well, what's the most like over the top thing that I can make?"
Right.
So one guy was making spam musubi.
is
So,
that?
spam.
Yeah.
So you take spam. So he made spam. How you make spam?
Is that possible?
Yeah, he did.
It kind of looks like a hot dog.
I was going to say spam seems emulsified
Yeah.
to me.
No, it's absolutely.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
made spam, and then he made sushi rice, and he had nori. So
Yeah.
that's what spam musubi is. So you take sushi rice, you put a piece of the spam, and then you wrap it with a piece of nori. You know, the
Yeah.
seaweed.
When was that?
Yeah.
Not this
They're
year.
popular.
Oh yeah, Eric made that. He was right behind us when
I
he was
didn't
making
have
it the
that.
whole
Were they good?
time. It
Crap.
was okay.
Oh.
But I was just laughing because it was so hot. He couldn't like cook the sushi rice. And sushi rice is like so finicky. Like you have to
Yeah.
boil it and then you have to spread it out.
Oh, man.
And then you put it in a refrigerator to cool down.
Yeah.
And it gets sticky. And it's at 95 degrees and he's trying to make the and I'm like, Eric, like this was a bad idea.
A couple different people tried to do things with chicharrones,
Oh.
right, which is the pork skin.
Poorly
But-
executed.
Really bad. So one was first of all, one was breakfast tacos that would have been good if they didn't have the chicharrones on them.
Yeah.
It was just
Did
like
they weren't the right consistency.
They weren't-
yeah, they were way
chicharrones are
too
like
hard. You need to
It's
do
the
it.
pork-
Snack,
it's
right?
the
Yeah.
pork skin,
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be light and salty and just crunchy. But these guys weren't getting.
They didn't
it
know how to
right.
cook it.
They didn't know how to cook it right, and they were hard and chewy. And every like fifth one, you would get one that was crunchy.
Yeah, and it
And
would.
so we're, like,
it would break
spitting
your
out.
tooth. Yeah.
This, yeah.
Everybody kind of comes around and serves you because you're cooking yours and you're all judging each other. So at one point, I'm walking around with little bowls of greens, like, "Hey, you want to try greens?" It's humbling because, you know, people are like, "No thanks," right? And the truth is, by the time
like, "Come on,
you know,
just
after an
take it."
hour, you're full
Don't
because
it.
you've
Right.
eaten so much.
Yeah.
Now the competition of just going into that whole hog, like guys, I'm serious. That pig is as big as me
Fun,
on a
intense.
spit, and we helped flip it, and then they just cut open the middle and just
Everybody just goes
you
in.
just walk in and you're just grabbing hunks of awesome meat. But that's what I was saying for next year is we should just do just a straight up, you know, pork slider with coleslaw and honey barbecue sauce.
Yeah,
And
go
you know what we didn't
mainstream.
talk about was that one dude did a curry. He was this white guy that had a blend called Jack's 21 Blend or Dan's 21 Blend, and it was his own blend.
He had them packaged.
Pretty nicely with
Yeah.
stickers, and they were nice.
Stickers and little
and he was
bags and
making his
everything.
food with it, you know, and it was very much like a curry,
What kind of curry?
like a yellow curry.
So it was his 21 spice blend. He was like, I came up with this 21 spice blend and yeah, and I'm being very, I'm like, oh, that's great, you know, and
Yeah, you're-
and James is
He
introducing
didn't know
me
he was
because
talking to the OG Spice.
he
guy.
didn't know, but he soon figured it out because James is like, well, don't you do a spice blend that's like that? I'm like, yeah, we do, and he was like, "Who do you sell it to?" I was like, "Oh, Costco." And then this guy was like, "Oh shit," and I was like, "Yeah, ours actually has 22 spices." And he was like, "Of course it does. All right, Mr. Big Shot over here, 22 spices."
He got
and
mad.
and I was like, "Well, what's in your blend?" And he was like, and so he gave it to me, and I was like, "Oh, wow, okay, there's salt." And he was like, "Yep, it's our #1 ingredient." I was like, salt's not a spice. And he was like, "Motherfucker, now there's only 20 ingredients."
20 ingredients plus salt.
That's it. That said, he made one of the best things, which is a pork tenderloin. He made it really good. It was juicy.
With his blend.
And he made it with his blend, and it was
Yeah.
like a curry pork tenderloin. It didn't get even nominated because I think it was even before we started. He just
Yeah.
had it or something.
It was like a sample that he just
Yeah.
decided to do. And his blend was very heavy on turmeric.
Yeah.
So then Rob was making the comment that because we ate that earlier in the day, like everything that we ate thereafter just tasted like curry.
Yeah. Smelled like curry.
Fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he even was showing like his fingers were all stained
Yeah.
yellow.
Wow.
I think next family meal we go to Ruth's Chris,
Yeah.
all wearing
All
something
wearing
different,
hats.
and just see who gets in and
Yeah.
who doesn't.
It's a
Oh,
great
we're-
We
idea.
see
That'll
who
be
can
our-
dress the fanciest.
Yeah.
Something from the list.
One of you ladies will be in a ball gown, and the rest of us will be wearing one things on the violation list,
Right.
like pool wear, tank top, a
Yeah,
hat.
pool
I have
wear
like a
was
cane and a
funny.
monocle.
Yeah.
You'll come from South Pasadena High School with your pool.
Oh
accessory.
yeah, with your
Yeah,
goggle
with
on
your
from
goggles.
Senior Assassin.
We have a lot of comments on Jonathan's Mediterranean versus Mexican
Oregano.
Oregano.
You ready to take this?
Not
There's
people.
a lot going on there. So we have a lot of good things. People just saying that they knew that already, and that it was actually very interesting that their family would judge them for even saying there are two different types of oregano. And they're like, no, trust me, if you eat this, it's a very different flavor. So someone did comment that I make herb-infused red and white wine vinegars. The white wine has Mediterranean oregano and lemon thyme. The red wine vinegar has Mexican oregano and regular thyme. Mediterranean oregano is more delicate in flavor compared to Mexican version. Red wine needs a more pronounced herb, while to keep white wine light and more delicate. So people are really writing some
I
paragraphs
mean,
on
taking it
They're
seriously.
taking it very
Yeah.
seriously.
And
so
it's all really interesting. I didn't
Yeah.
know that about the different.
I had no idea. I have been, by the way, I have just Bethany been reading comments
yes.
and liking and subscribing because we should be, right? Like hearting everything and stuff. So I've been going through. Yeah, you really are catching shit on that organic Europe, organic versus
Still?
US. Yeah, I mean,
Still going
well,
on?
no, but I mean, just people are mean.
No, seriously.
2025 stuff.
Like
Yeah.
the degree that you've gone up in your vitriol over that, like.
And over the barbecue, I will say they're giving a shit over some of the barbecue comments, like
KC stuff.
the KC stuff. Like, yes, they're definitely like these guys are wrong. They don't do this in KC, and I guess it was Alabama.
Yeah.
Someone asked, is
Yeah.
Mexican oregano the same as Cuban oregano?
I didn't know there was Cuban oregano.
There's a lot of comments about Cuban oregano, so that may be something for a follow-up.
Probably not allowed to get it in the U.S.
Even
Yeah, not allowed to get it in the U.S.
OG over here didn't know about Cuban
I've
oregano.
never heard of
Wow.
Cuban oregano.
A lot of people are sharing their own recipes. Someone said I use Mexican oregano in place of anything that calls for oregano because they prefer the smell and taste of it more. And someone said they could never figure out why their menudo always tasted so funny because they didn't use the
Mexican
proper. Yeah, they
oregano.
used the Mediterranean, and they couldn't
Yes.
figure it out. And then when Jonathan made that video, they're like,
Wow.
But
That's
so, like,
why.
in the
Yeah,
store,
I changed their life.
Two
It
different
changed their
oreganos.
Yeah, so it'll say oregano, and that's Mediterranean oregano, and then it will say Mexican oregano.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I go to the store and I get a thing of oregano, it's Mediterranean. oregano.
Mediterranean. Yep.
Got it. I would have said it was Italian.
but that's like people
Yeah.
thinking their dishes, they're doing something wrong with their dish if they're making beans, if they're making
They're
carne
using
asada,
them,
and
yeah.
they're like, why did it not taste like my grandmother's?
And the flavor profile is significantly different.
So Ruth's Chris has the family meal. They do this cream spinach too, and mashed
Oh,
potatoes
yeah.
and all that. I've never been to a Ruth's Chris, but they're in every magazine, like on the plane, right? They'd
Yeah.
always do a Ruth's Chris with the
Yeah.
big, thick fillet.
Yeah.
My husband who knows steaks
Very
Yes.
He really, really likes their steaks.
Okay.
He said,
well.
you know,
It's a good restaurant.
good.
It's not. It's definitely expensive, but it's not as expensive as some of the higher end.
Like Morton's. Well, Morton's
will
the
be
same.
More expensive.
Okay.
But the cool thing about Ruth Chris is the seasoning that they use on their steaks, which I don't know what it is. It's good. You would like it. It's pretty salty actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Ruth Chris will cook their steaks in a salamander. You know what a salamander is? You know what a
A
salamander
lizard?
is? A what?
a lizard.
A lizard. That's correct. They put it inside the lizard.
Oh, that's right. It gets that briny flavor.
Exactly.
Snap.
Good to me.
Exactly.
snap.
Max is like that. I don't know who to believe here.
Say it with confidence.
Yes.
Everyone will believe it.
So a salamander is like a broiler. So it's
Okay.
like an oven, but the flames are on the top.
Yeah.
So they'll put in the salamander, and their plates are like, special plates that can withstand very, very, very high temperatures. So the steak is actually still cooking when it comes to you, and they have this like big pot holder, and they put those plates down there like, don't touch the plate. You go to a lot of restaurants like, oh, it's warm plate, and it's like, all right,
Right.
it's just warm. Like, no, they're serious. Don't touch this plate.
You can
It's like
feel like
Yeah,
the heat coming
you
out.
can feel it, and it's still sizzling, and you cut into it, and the steak's still hot, and it's perfectly cooked, and so
Wow.
that's the cool thing I like about Ruth.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times, and it was just instinctual to dress appropriately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a West Coast thing, because when I lived on the East Coast, you went out to a nice restaurant, like dress nice, show I always looked at it as show the chef some respect.
Totally.
Right, he's trying here, like he's clearly trying to create an elevated experience for you. Do the same for him. Don't show up in a tracksuit.
For me, it wasn't even like we were going to nice restaurants, but it was just like, okay, we're going out to eat. Like, you got to put on something like a
Yeah.
little better than just your like.
Yeah.
This
But also, like, I lived
shorts
here
and
my
a
whole
tee.
life, so it's like, I don't know if it's an
Okay.
LA thing. It's just more, I think, of how you were raised
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing, too. It
Yeah.
was just like in my brain to go, oh, I'm not going to I'm out on a cover your jewelry, on a date. This was like over 10 years ago to Ruth Chris.
It's over 10
With
days
someone
ago.
You've never been to Ruth Chris, honey. I know.
Wow.
We're not
And
gonna
I
go
don't-
either. We're in and
I
out
can't even
people.
say if it was like if I do it for myself or do it for the restaurant.
For
like, do
yourself,
other
I think.
people.
Yeah, I think it's like presentationally, you're just like, oh, I'm
You
out
should look
for an occasion. I
nice,
just want to
yeah.
look
Right, you should
nice.
look nice.
and-
And I do it for like friends. Like we go out our
dinner parties.
dinner parties a lot, and it's like no, like we're having a nice meal. We're celebrating somebody's birthday. I'm gonna put on the shoes and
Yeah.
put on a nice watch and like do the things.
I think if anything, I guess my thing is just like it's just what you do.
right.
If you're gonna
Right.
go out, you should
Well,
look nice.
it's the same thing with flying.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen what people are wearing in a plane nowadays?
Like
I mean,
bikini
Yeah, that's-
tops.
that's where you
and
lose me.
That was something else that was happening, right?
You're with them?
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, I take like you take shorter flights because I'm going back to the East Coast a lot, so I'm taking like 6-hour flights. I'm like, I'm wearing what I can fall asleep.
Yeah,
in.
no, I agree with you, Max.
Wasn't there an airline that started enforcing dress code, or is that just something that they're talking about?
I think
doing?
people are making Jonathan's point and trying to make it a thing
Oh,
again,
okay.
but it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't get why flying has to be.
So
a thing.
here's
I know,
what
I
I'll
don't
do.
either.
If
It's
I'm
very old
flying
school.
domestically, like I'm gonna dress like how I'm dressed right now, and
Yeah.
like I'll almost always have a jacket because I'm always cold in a plane. If I'm going internationally, so it's a longer 12, 16-hour flight, I will dress what I'm wearing right now, and I will bring a pair of like sweatpants. And when it's time to go to sleep, I'll go to the bathroom and change and put on my sweatpants and like a sleep shirt, and then I'll do the thing and go to sleep, and then I'll change again before I get off the plane.
He's also not sitting in a middle seat on aisle 42.
That's true. That's
I'm not
true.
sitting in a middle seat.
That's
economy.
the secret.
I'm gonna put it that way.
Yeah, that's
Right, that's
this
the
is also
secret.
important.
Makes
This is
it a
also
little bit
business
better.
class.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the
As
difference.
I was saying it, I was like, and I looked at Rob. I goes, he's totally gonna out me right now. I know he's about to out me.
Because I was like, how am I getting to the bathroom twice in one place? You think I'm gonna carry something out to the bathroom?
You have your own bathroom. It's right there. It's wonderful.
They shame you if you're one of us and try to go in the
Oh,
front of the
no.
plane.
Oh
They're
yeah,
like,
no.
sorry,
No.
we need you to stay in the class that you
Stay
were
in the class that
of
you
your
paid
ticket.
for, Buster.
That's right.
Back of the plane.
Then you close the curtain on you. No, that's awesome.
All the more reason to wear sweats.
Yeah, so now we know who
Yeah.
the real people are who are complaining about the
Yeah,
people in
Yeah.
sweatpants.
it's the
Yeah.
The guy sitting in
business class.
Yeah.
It's the 20 guys in the front of the plane.
and these economy people should really be dressing up nice.
Yeah, you should really class it up. You're really dragging down the status of this plane.
Peek through the curtain.
Yeah.
Sorry, what got on this flight?
Animal
Wearing
farm back there.
sweatpants and shorts.
If we do this show long enough, you actually will be the OG Spice Guy, right? Like I'm saying, like if we do it, you will actually know more about all this shit
yeah.
than anybody.
Yeah.
You're learning,
I'm learning a lot.
through this process too, right?
Absolutely.
You are the OG because nobody else is
Nobody
doing
else
a
is
Spice
doing
Guy
it, yeah.
show. And you know more about the spices themselves and all the things. But when we're taking a little bit of a leap to say, how do these spices end up in food? And anyway, I just think I'm excited about our next kind of evolution here on the show.
One
Again,
thing I wanted to say, going back to the hot dogs, was I found this super interesting. Recently, I went and visited one of our hot dog manufacturers.
You did one of your hot dogs.
And they were showing how they incorporate the spices into the hot dog. And I thought they were just putting all all the bits in the blender and blending it all and throwing the spice blend in there.
yeah.
And they said they used to do it that way. But then what they were finding was there was pockets of spice in like it wasn't 100%,
Spread out.
ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Evenly distributed. Homogenized, and they said that they started to take our spices and dissolve them in water, and then the water they would pour the water in because you got to add water to hot dogs anyway, and the water was like a spiced water.
Interesting.
And then that went and created complete
Huh.
a homogeneous mixture.
So spiced water.
Spiced
Anyone?
Start
Are
selling
we
it?
starting that company?
Spiced
Spiced
water.
water.
Spice water.
Huh.
That's the sixth spice girl. Yeah, water spice.
Water spice.